When the sun rises, your destiny rises with it. Morning is not just a time. It's a beginning, a decision, a promise. The way you start your day decides the way you end it. Most people open their eyes and immediately lose. They grab the phone, they scroll, they drown their mind in noise before their soul even wakes up, and then they wonder, why am I tired? Why am I lost? Why am I stuck? Owning your morning before the world owns it is the foundation of success, because the first hour of the day sets the tone for everything that follows. The moment you wake up, you are standing at a crossroads. One path is to allow distractions, noise, and other people's priorities to invade your mind before you have even taken a breath for yourself. The other path is to claim those early minutes as your own, to strengthen your mind, body, and spirit before the world can touch you. If you do not choose consciously, the choice is made for you, and usually that means your morning is consumed by endless notifications, demands, and tasks that are not even yours. Owning your morning means reclaiming that power, deciding that the first part of the day belongs to you and only you. When you first open your eyes, your mind is in its most vulnerable state. The subconscious is still active, the thoughts of the night are still lingering, and your brain is highly impressionable. What you feed it in those first moments matters more than you realize. If you grab your phone and scroll through messages, emails, and social media, you hand over your focus to other people's opinions and problems. You start reacting instead of creating, and once you start the day in reaction mode, it becomes extremely difficult to shift into creation mode later. Owning your morning means resisting that urge. It means deciding that the first voice you hear will not be the world's, but your own. It is in those quiet minutes that you plant the seeds of clarity, intention, and strength. Think about this: the greatest battles in life are won before the fight even begins. A soldier does not wait until the enemy arrives to prepare. An athlete does not wait until the whistle blows to practice. Success is built in advance, and the morning is your practice field. When you rise and claim those sacred hours, you are preparing for the day in a way most people never will. You are building momentum that will carry you forward when challenges appear. Without this ownership, you start the day already behind, chasing time, energy, and focus. With it, you start ahead, steady and unshaken no matter what comes. To own your morning is to create a ritual that centers you. It does not have to be complicated or filled with dozens of tasks. Simplicity is strength. A few minutes of silence to calm the mind. A few breaths of gratitude to shift your state. A few stretches or movements to awaken the body. These acts are not small, they are signals. They tell your mind and body, I am in control, I decide how today will unfold. This shift in energy is what separates the successful from the struggling. Most people wait for the world to decide their mood. They wait for circumstances to tell them how to feel. But when you own your morning, you decide first. There will always be distractions, always be reasons to postpone, always be noise pulling at your attention. But the discipline of owning your morning teaches you to put first things first. It shows you that self-mastery is not about doing everything, but about controlling the little things that matter most. You may not control the entire day, but you can control the first hour. And if you control the first hour, you control your state. If you control your state, you control your choices. And if you control your choices, you eventually control your life. Owning your morning is not a routine. It is a declaration that success will not be left to chance. It is a decision to create instead of consume, to lead instead of follow, to rise instead of drift. Beginning with silence, gratitude, and reflection is a way of grounding yourself before the rush of the world takes over. In the early hours of the morning, before messages, deadlines, and conversations start pulling you in every direction, there exists a rare window of stillness. This stillness is powerful because it allows you to meet yourself before you meet the world. Silence is not emptiness, it is clarity. When you sit in quietness, You give your mind space to breathe, to settle, to order itself. Without silence, you are swept into the noise of life without even knowing what you truly think or feel. Silence is where wisdom hides, where clarity begins, and where intention is born. Gratitude is the second pillar of beginning the morning with strength. It shifts your attention away from what is missing to what is already present. So many people wake up already chasing, already feeling behind, already thinking of what they don't have. This state creates stress and dissatisfaction before the day has even started. Gratitude interrupts this pattern. When you pause in the morning and acknowledge the simple gifts, the breath in your lungs, the roof above your head, the opportunities waiting for you, it transforms your energy. Gratitude is not about ignoring problems. It is about choosing the perspective that empowers you to face them. When you feel thankful, you feel stronger. When you recognize abundance, you attract more of it. By starting the day with gratitude, you are programming your mind to see possibilities instead of problems. Reflection is the third part, and it brings everything into alignment. Reflection means asking yourself, who am I becoming? What matters to me today? Where am I headed? Most people avoid these questions because they are too busy surviving the day to think about the meaning behind it. But without reflection, the days blur into weeks, the weeks blur into years, and suddenly life has passed without direction. Reflection in the morning is a simple pause that ensures you are not just running, but running in the right direction. It brings focus. It reminds you of your goals, your values, your vision. Reflection allows you to notice patterns, to learn from yesterday, and to prepare your mind for today. Silence, gratitude, and reflection together create an unshakable foundation. Silence clears the noise. Gratitude fills the heart. Reflection aligns the mind. This combination gives you an inner strength that no external chaos can easily break. Without it, you wake up in a reactive state, already tangled in worries, comparing yourself to others, or consumed by fear of what might happen. With it, you wake up anchored, calm, and steady. You start from a place of choice rather than chance. Imagine beginning your day by sitting quietly for a few minutes, letting thoughts settle instead of rushing into action. Imagine closing your eyes and saying thank you for 3 things that matter to you. Feeling the emotion of gratitude fill your chest. Imagine journaling or simply thinking about what is most important today, aligning yourself with what truly matters. These practices might take only a few minutes, but the shift they create is immeasurable. They remind you that you are not just living another random day, you are building a life, one morning at a time. The world will always try to demand your attention. The noise will always be there. But if you begin your morning with silence, gratitude, and reflection, you decide what enters your mind and heart first. You are no longer reacting to the outside world. You are creating your inner world. And when the inner world is strong, the outer world cannot shake it. Moving your body to build energy and strength is one of the most powerful practices you can include in your morning, because the body and mind are not separate. How you treat your body determines how your mind performs. When you wake up, your energy is either stagnant or flowing. If you choose to remain still, to drag yourself from bed to chair to desk, you carry that sluggish energy into the entire day. But if you decide to move your body, to wake it up through activity, you create momentum. Energy generates energy, and strength creates confidence. The way you move physically affects the way you move mentally through challenges and opportunities. Movement in the morning does not have to be extreme or complicated. It could be stretching, yoga, walking, running, push-ups, or any practice that engages your muscles and elevates your heartbeat. The purpose is not perfection. The purpose is awakening. When your blood flows faster, oxygen reaches your brain, and your mind becomes sharper. Ideas come more easily, focus becomes stronger, and even your mood shifts. Science proves what experience already shows. Moving your body changes your state. The stress that felt heavy minutes ago begins to lift, the fatigue that clouded your mind begins to dissolve, and the energy you thought you lacked is suddenly available. Strength is not only physical, it is symbolic. When you challenge your body in the morning, you send yourself a message. If I can push through discomfort here, I can push through discomfort anywhere. That early discipline creates resilience that carries into work, relationships, and personal growth. Every squat, every push-up, every step is a rehearsal for life. The body learns to endure, and the mind learns to follow. By building strength in the morning, you are not just training muscles, you are training character. There is also a deep psychological shift that happens when you begin your day with movement. Most people begin their mornings passively. They let the world pour into them before they put anything out. Movement flips this pattern. It is an act of creation, not consumption. You are not waiting for energy to arrive, you are generating it. That single act changes how you show up for everything else. Instead of dragging yourself into tasks, you approach them with momentum. Instead of being drained by small challenges, you are fueled by them. Movement turns lethargy into action, and action into progress. The body holds emotions, tension, and stress from the day before. If you do not move, that tension carries into the new day. You may not notice it, but your shoulders feel heavy, your breath feels shallow, your mood feels dull. When you move your body, you release that stored weight. You shake off what does not serve you and make space for new energy. Think of it as cleansing. Just as you wash your face to feel fresh, you move your body to feel alive. Without this reset, you step into the day with yesterday's burden still attached to you. With it, you start light, strong, and ready. Movement also builds consistency, and consistency builds identity. When you make it a daily ritual, you no longer think of yourself as someone who struggles with energy or discipline. You begin to see yourself as strong, committed, and capable. That identity then influences other choices. You eat better because you respect the body you've trained. You sleep earlier because you value the energy you've built. One small habit of movement ripples into many areas of life. The truth is, success requires energy. Without energy, ideas remain unused, opportunities pass by, and goals remain dreams. By moving your body each morning, you are filling the fuel tank that drives everything else. Strength is not just about muscles. It is about the power to act, the stamina to persist, and the resilience to overcome. Every successful day begins with a body that is ready to carry the weight of ambition, and moving your body each morning ensures that readiness. Feeding your mind with reading, writing, and learning in the morning is one of the greatest investments you can make in yourself, because the quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your life. The morning is when your mind is clear, fresh, and most receptive. What you choose to put into it during these early hours becomes the foundation for your decisions, emotions, and actions throughout the day. Many people spend their mornings feeding their bodies with breakfast, but forget that their minds also need nourishment. A strong body may carry you through tasks, but a strong mind carries you through challenges, opportunities, and growth. Reading in the morning opens your perspective beyond the limits of your own experience. It allows you to borrow wisdom from those who walked before you, to gain insights that would take years to learn on your own. Whether it is a page, a chapter, or even a few lines, what you read early imprints itself deeply into your thoughts. The words you take in become tools you carry, ideas you apply, and inspiration that fuels you. Reading does not only expand knowledge, it also sharpens focus. It trains your mind to engage, to think critically, and to explore. Just as physical exercise strengthens muscles, mental exercise through reading strengthens awareness and intelligence. Writing is another form of feeding the mind, because it transforms thoughts into clarity. Most people carry a storm of ideas, worries, and plans in their heads. Writing them down clears the fog. It allows you to see what truly matters, what needs attention, and what can be released. Morning writing could be journaling about gratitude, setting intentions, or reflecting on personal growth. It could be outlining goals or simply expressing emotions that otherwise remain hidden. The act of writing forces the mind to slow down, to organize, and to articulate. In doing so, you discover patterns in your thinking, solutions to problems, and a deeper understanding of yourself. Writing is not only about words on a page, it is about self-awareness and clarity of direction. Learning in the morning continues this cycle of growth. Every day presents a choice to remain the same or to expand. By dedicating even a small portion of your morning to learning something new, a skill, a concept, a perspective, you ensure that you are not stuck repeating the same patterns. Learning keeps the mind alive and engaged. It creates opportunities where others see obstacles, because it equips you with tools to adapt, innovate, and evolve. The most successful people are not those who already know everything, but those who never stop learning. And when you choose to learn in the morning, you remind yourself that growth is a priority, not an afterthought. These practices, reading, writing, learning, are small in effort but massive in impact, because they shift your state of mind from reactive to proactive. Instead of entering the day empty, you enter it full of knowledge, clarity, and inspiration. Instead of being drained by challenges, you are fueled by preparation. When you have read something meaningful, written something intentional, and learned something valuable, you carry that strength into every conversation, every task, and every decision. It changes not only how you act, but also how you see yourself. Feeding the mind in the morning also builds a sense of discipline. It proves that you value growth more than distraction. While others lose themselves in meaningless scrolling or passive entertainment, you choose to sharpen yourself. That choice, repeated daily, compounds over time. A single day of reading, writing, or learning may feel small, but a year of it transforms your mind completely. You accumulate wisdom, you sharpen skills, and you become someone who consistently rises above the average. When you feed your mind first, you remind yourself that success is not only about doing more, but about thinking better. The strength of your ideas, the clarity of your vision, and the depth of your understanding all come from what you put into your mind. The morning is the sacred time to pour in the wisdom, creativity, and knowledge that will guide you through everything else. By making this a non-negotiable habit, you ensure that no matter how chaotic the day becomes, you have already prepared your greatest tool, your mind, to lead you with focus and strength. Setting one clear goal and focusing only on it each day is one of the most effective ways to ensure progress, because scattered energy creates scattered results. Most people wake up with a long list of tasks, ideas, and obligations, thinking that productivity means doing as much as possible. But the truth is, business is not the same as effectiveness. Success does not come from doing everything. It comes from doing the right thing consistently. When you set one clear goal for the day, you direct all your energy, attention, and effort into something that truly moves you forward, rather than losing yourself in 1,000 small distractions that do not matter. The mind naturally craves clarity. Without a clear focus, it becomes restless, jumping from one thing to another, never fully completing anything. This constant shifting creates stress, fatigue, and frustration, because although much effort is spent, very little progress is made. But when you give yourself one goal, just one, you remove that mental chaos. You know exactly what matters most today, and everything else becomes secondary. That clarity is freeing. It simplifies decisions, it reduces procrastination, and it gives you a sense of direction that energizes you. Focusing on one goal does not mean you ignore everything else. It means you identify the single action that will create the greatest impact. Out of 10 possible tasks, one will always carry more weight than the rest. It may be the task that moves you closer to a dream, the task that unlocks opportunity, or the task that removes a major obstacle. By choosing that one, you ensure that your effort is not wasted on things that keep you busy, but on things that actually matter. Success is not about activity, it is about progress. Each morning, when you decide your one goal, you are making a promise to yourself. You are saying, no matter what else happens today, this will get done. That commitment builds self-trust, and self-trust is powerful because it creates confidence that you can rely on yourself to follow through. Many people fail not because they lack ability, but because they break promises to themselves. They say they will do something, but distractions, emotions, and excuses take over. When you set one clear goal and complete it daily, you rebuild that trust little by little. Over time, this trust becomes unshakable confidence. There is also a psychological advantage in narrowing your focus. The human brain works best when attention is directed toward a single target. Multitasking scatters energy and reduces performance, but single tasking channels energy like a laser. Think of sunlight. When scattered, it warms, but when focused through a magnifying glass, it burns. Your energy works the same way. One focused effort can achieve what hours of scattered effort cannot. By training yourself to focus on one goal each day, you strengthen this ability to concentrate. And concentration is one of the rarest and most valuable skills in the modern world. Another benefit of this practice is the momentum it builds. Achieving one clear goal each day creates a sense of accomplishment. That accomplishment fuels motivation for the next day, and success begins to compound. Instead of carrying unfinished tasks into tomorrow, you carry victories. And victories, even small ones, change how you see yourself. You stop identifying as someone who struggles to keep up, and start seeing yourself as someone who gets things done. That shift in identity is what sustains long-term success. Life is filled with distractions, and the world constantly tries to pull your attention in every direction. But when you set one clear goal and give it your undivided focus, you reclaim control over your day. You are no longer at the mercy of random events or endless to-do lists. You are intentional. You are purposeful. You are choosing progress over noise, clarity over confusion, and mastery over mediocrity. Each day becomes not just a repetition of tasks, but a deliberate step toward the future you are creating. Repeating your morning routine daily is the act of turning discipline into destiny, because what you do once changes little, but what you do consistently changes everything. Success is never built in grand gestures or rare bursts of effort. It is built in the quiet repetition of small habits that seem almost invisible in the moment. The morning routine you create for yourself is not powerful because of one perfect day. It becomes powerful when it becomes a rhythm, a pattern that you follow whether you feel like it or not. Consistency is the bridge between goals and results, between intention and transformation. The mind often resists repetition because it craves novelty and comfort. It whispers excuses: skip today, you can do it later, one day won't matter. But one day does matter, because each skipped day weakens the chain of discipline, while each completed day strengthens it. Every morning you honor your routine. You are proving to yourself that you are stronger than laziness, stronger than distraction, stronger than excuses. That proof builds identity. You no longer see yourself as someone who tries. You see yourself as someone who does. Repetition writes this truth into your character until it becomes who you are. Think of discipline like a muscle. If you train it daily, it grows strong. If you neglect it, it weakens. Your morning routine is your daily workout for discipline. Some days will be harder than others. Some mornings you will wake up energized, while others you will feel heavy and unmotivated. But the power lies in showing up the same way regardless of mood. When you repeat your routine on the hard days, you multiply its strength because you prove that your actions are not controlled by temporary feelings, but by lasting commitment. That is where true freedom comes from, not doing what you feel like, but doing what you decide. Repetition also creates automation. At first, the routine requires effort, attention, and sometimes even struggle. But as you repeat it, it becomes natural. You no longer debate with yourself about whether to do it or not. It simply becomes what you do. This automatic nature frees mental energy for higher goals. Instead of spending time wrestling with discipline, you direct your focus toward creativity, growth, and achievement. By repeating your routine, you transform important actions into habits, and habits run your life more than willpower ever can. There is a compounding effect to this process as well. One day of silence, gratitude, reflection, movement, focus, and learning feels good but may not appear life-changing. 10 days creates noticeable shifts. 100 days creates transformation. A year engraves success into your lifestyle so deeply that it becomes unshakable. The power of repetition is invisible in the short term, but undeniable in the long term. Each morning seems ordinary, but together they build something extraordinary. Just as drops of water carve stone, repeated actions carve character and destiny. Another benefit of repeating your morning routine daily is stability in an unstable world. Life will always bring unpredictability, stress, obstacles, surprises. But your routine is the anchor that holds you steady. No matter what happens, you know that you have already won the first battle of the day. That stability gives you resilience. It reminds you that even when you cannot control everything outside, you can always control how you begin. This control creates confidence that you can face anything because you are not starting from chaos but from strength. Repetition also teaches patience. Many people give up too quickly because they do not see instant results. They forget that change takes time, that growth is invisible before it becomes obvious. But when you repeat your routine daily, you are planting seeds. You trust that, even if nothing seems to happen today, something is happening beneath the surface, and over time, those seeds break through into visible results. Patience, combined with consistency, is what separates those who wish for success from those who achieve it. By repeating your morning routine every single day, you are making a declaration. You are saying that success is not a matter of chance, but of choice. You are deciding that discipline, not distraction, will guide your life. You are proving that greatness is not built in what you occasionally do, but in what you consistently repeat. Each day becomes a brushstroke, and together those brushstrokes paint the masterpiece of your destiny. Success is never an accident. It is designed in the first hours of the day. The way you rise, the silence you embrace, the gratitude you feel, the reflection you allow, the strength you build, the knowledge you feed your mind, the focus you give to one goal, and the discipline you repeat daily. All of these are not just habits. They are the architecture of a successful life. When you choose to own your mornings, you choose to own your future. Each sunrise is an invitation, and every routine is a decision. The world may be unpredictable, but the one thing you can control is how you begin. And how you begin will always decide how you end.